As the lease gets closer to the end, the value falls off a cliff. Why? Because banks are not stupid. They stop giving out loans for flats with less than 30 years left on the clock. You cannot use your retirement funds to buy them either. If a young couple cannot get a bank loan or use their savings, they cannot buy your flat. And if nobody can buy your flat, the price plummets. For years, people ignored this. They believed in a secret safety net. They thought the government would just step in, buy back the old crumbling flats for a massive profit, and give them a shiny new one. It was the ultimate safety blanket. Then, in 2017, a government minister finally stood up and said the quiet part out loud. Only 4% of flats will ever be selected for that magical buyback scheme. The rest? When the clock strikes zero, the property legally returns to the state. You have to pack your bags, hand over the keys, and walk away with $0. The great Singaporean dream of passing down a multi-million-dollar public home suddenly collided with a brutal economic reality. The system isn't broken. In fact, it is working exactly as it was designed to. Singapore is a tiny island. It cannot create new land out of thin air forever. The government has to recycle the land to build homes for the next generation of citizens. If the leases lasted forever, the island would freeze in time, and young people would have nowhere to live. But for the families left holding the keys at year 90, understanding the economics doesn't make it hurt any less. They realized too late that they didn't buy a permanent piece of the island. They bought a very expensive temporary ticket to live on. And right now, in hundreds of thousands of homes across the city, that invisible clock is still ticking.